is no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Time again for the Underdog Show, starring that champion of champions, Underdog.
When criminals in this world appear and bring the laws that they should fear and frighten all who see or hear, the cry goes up both far and near for Underdog. 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 Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting all who love or plunder. Underdog. Underdog.
Hello? Hello? Is that you, Stanley? What can I do for you? You've got a job for us. We'll be right over. Well, here we are. What is it you...
As keeper of the Megapolis Zoo, I want everything to be shipshape. Now, I've got all this paint, and I want to paint the house,
And you want Chumley and me to paint the house, right? Well, you couldn't have picked two better painters. We do first-class work.
No, I did not ask you over here to paint the house.
Gee, Mr. Livingston, why did you ask us over?
The real painters will be here any minute. Unfortunately, I have to leave for the day, so I want you to show them where the paint is and tell them to get started.
Stanley, you're making a big mistake. Chumley and I could do that paint job and save you money.
No. I can just see you two characters with paintbrushes. Ooh. Just tell the men when they get here. Now I'm going.
How do you like that, Chumley? How do you like that? He doesn't trust us. I've a good mind to...
Yeah?
We're the painters.
Oh, yeah. Well, come right in and...
I'll handle this, Chumley. Mr. Livingston changed his mind. He doesn't want any painting today, but sorry, pal. Better luck next time.
Gee, Tennessee, why did you do that?
Because, Chumley, I decided we are going to do that job.
Oh, no, please, Tennessee. Every single time we try to do a job like this, boy, do we get in trouble.
Not this time, Chumley. This time, we're going to be different. We're going to see Mr. Whoopi first, before we get into trouble. Come on.
Well, want to learn how to paint, eh? Well, now, I think the three-dimensional blackboard can help us brush up on that subject. Get it? Oh, yes, I always like... Well, yes. Now, the first thing to do is to prepare the surface that is going to be painted. That means scraping off any loose paint, and this is very important. You can use a paint scraper or a wire brush to do the job. There. Now, with the surface clean, you are ready to apply the paint. There are three ways to put on paint: brushes, rollers, and spray guns.
We've got all three.
Good! Let's try the brush first. Dip the tip of the brush into the can of paint and then use a fan-like motion to put the paint on the wall. So, take another brushful and put it on the dry area and brush it into the wet area. See?
Great, Mr. Whoopi. But what about the roller?
With a roller, we pour some of the paint into a special pan. Then we roll the roller in the pan, and the little hairs on the roller pick up the paint. We roll it on the wall, and whoopee, it's painted.
Gee, that looks easy.
It is. But look how easily the spray gun works. The paint is poured into this little can, and then compressed air forces it out in tiny drops, which cover the surface very quickly.
All right, Mr. Whoopi, we've got it now. Thanks a million. Come on, Chumley.
Good luck!
All right, Chumley. Let's open these paint cans and get started. There we are. Now, I'll use the brush, and you use the spray gun. See if it works.
Okay, Tennessee.
Hey!
Yeah, it works fine.
You dim-witted walrus.
Bang, bang, I got you.
I'll fix you.
Where are you, Tennessee? Yeah.
Now watch it, Chumley, or... Oops! All right. Now let's stop fooling around and get to work. There are only a couple of cans of paint left, and we've got to make the most of it. Okay, Chumley. I'll start at the top. Throw that can of paint up here.
Here it comes.
Missed. Try again. Once more. Missed again. Got it.
Gee, Tennessee, that leaves only one can of paint.
Well, climb up here with it and be careful.
Here it is, Tennessee.
Don't lean so far back. Don't. Watch it. Look out! Well, that's the end of the paint.
Yeah, there isn't a bit on the wall, and we haven't got any money to buy any more.
Never mind, Chumley. Tennessee Tuxedo will not fail. We'll make our own paint.
How?
Mr. Whoopi will tell us.
How to make paint, eh? Well, now, that's a colorful question. Get it? Oh, yeah. Paint is a mixture of liquid and colored powder. The powder is called pigment, and the liquid is called a vehicle. In the paint factory, the vehicle is measured into a big mixing tank. Then the pigment is added. In the mixing tank, steel cylinders roll against each other to grind and mix the vehicle and pigment together. Then it is strained and put into the filling machine, which automatically puts it into cans. When the paint is put on the wall, the vehicle dries into a hard film, which holds the color to the surface and also protects the wall.
Great. But what are these vehicles?
And the pigments?
Vehicles can be linseed oil, varnishes, natural resins, artificial resins. Pigments can be white lead, red lead, chrome green, mica, clay.
Hey, we can't get all that stuff.
What are we going to do?
Well, there's another kind of paint. Prehistoric men used to use colored clay mixed with water, but...
Hooray! We've got plenty of clay right at the pond in the zoo.
Yeah, and it's the right color, too.
Phineas J. Whoopi, you're the greatest. Thanks a million. Let's go.
But wait! I tried to tell them that kind won't last. It'll wash off in the first rain.
Here's the pond.
Yes, and there's the red clay. Let's start digging, Chumley. We'll have that paint in no time. You dig, I'll mix.
Okay, Tennessee.
Chumley! In the bucket! In the bucket! There. That ought to do it. Now I'll add some water and mix. Come on out of there now.
Boy, this clay sure is gooey and slippery.
Chumley, will you stop fooling around and come along? Boy, oh boy, the right color and everything. Let's get to work. There. What did I tell you? Tennessee Tuxedo will not fail. Look at that job, Chumley. Real professional.
Well, I can see the painters have been here, and what a fine job they've done.
Painter's nothing, Stanley. Chumley and I did the whole thing.
What?
That's right.
Well, now, I should be angry, but you have saved me a lot of money. You ought to get some reward.
What did I tell you, Chumley?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it's beginning to rain. The paint! It's running off!
Chumley, I think we'd better run off, too.
Tennessee Tuxedo!
Sergeant, I have received word that headquarters in Washington are very angry that we haven't been able to get rid of those Gopher Indians. We've got to try something new.
Yes, sir. What would you suggest, Colonel?
A booby trap. That's the thing. I remember one that used to work well in my college days. West Point, you know. We simply tied a string on the doorknob, tied the other end to a bucket of water, and balance the bucket of water over the door.
I get it, Colonel. Then if anybody opened up the door...
General Nuisance!
Blast it, Colonel! What's going on here?
Oh, our apologies, General. We were just working out a booby trap to get those Gopher Indians.
Booby trap! Booby trap! Confound it, Colonel! That's no way to fight the enemy. I've brought you the ultimate weapon. Big Banger, the world's largest cannon. It'll blow those Indians right out of Gopher Gulch and into the reservation.
Bully, where is it?
On the other side of the mountain.
Bully. But how are we going to get the world's biggest cannon over the mountain?
That's your problem. I'll stay here and command the fort while you go and get the cannon. But see that you do it without any of your usual blundering, or you'll end up in the guardhouse.
Come, Sergeant. We shall carry out the General's orders.
Boom, boom. Colonel's going to get 'em big cannon? Blast 'em us out of Gopher Gulch? Sound 'em plenty bad. What we do? Sabotage. Whoopie-doopie, you genius.
Heave. Good work, Sergeant. We're rolling right along. Up! This is against regulation. Well, this is better, Sergeant. No chance for the rope to break.
Yeah, but how do we know where we're going?
Don't be silly, Sergeant. Where else can we go but up?
Well, how about out or down?
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
But we've been trying all day, Colonel.
Remember the Army motto, Sergeant. Don't give up the ship.
Yeah.
Now, Sergeant, we'll both pull on the rope, and we'll have the cannon at the top of the mountain in no time. Heave!
What if that rope won't hold?
Nonsense. I fastened it around that stout tree.
Look out! Here comes the cannon!
Retreat! Well, at long last, we're at the top, Sergeant. And I think we're entitled to a well-earned rest. There's the fort down there, and there's the Indian camp over there. As soon as we get this cannon down to the fort, we'll blast away. Stop beat! Halt, I
Get 'em ready. Aim. Fire 'em. Colonel Coyote!
Y'all be sure to see our next adventure. We ought to be out of the guardhouse by then. I hope.
Among the many responsibilities of True Blue Eau de Cologne, one of the most important was the Royal Perfumery. Hidden behind these massive doors was the laboratory in which Eau de Cologne supervised the preparation of Bongo Congo's perfume supply. Eau de Cologne alone knew the formula for this perfume, for it had been passed on to him by his father, Papa Cologne. The perfume was a truly magnificent scent, loved and applauded by all the women of Bongo Land, until one day, while the king sat in his throne room.
Confound it, who's making all that noise?
There seems to be a crowd beneath the palace balcony, sire. Let us look.
We've been cheated. We want our money back for that perfume. It smelled awful.
Yeah, you royal blokes are taking advantage. It's a stinking trick you're playing. Now see here, subjects. This is the most unheard of thing I ever heard of. You...
Oh, my king, please, sire. Go inside. Let me find the answer. Listen to me, fellow subjects of our brave king. Why do you abuse him?
Your perfume's not worth a cent, that's why. Cost me boyfriend, it did. The whole blinking thing smells a bit, I'd say.
We're returning your cologne, Colony. Take this!
Well, what's gone wrong? And why are you wearing that silly knot on your head?
Someone returned this bottle of perfume, sire. They say it smells bad.
Smells bad? Have you dared to change the royal formula of Papa Colony?
Oh, no, sire. Never.
No? Well, smell this. It'll knock your nose off.
Sabotage, sire. It must be sabotage.
But why? Who will stand to gain if the people stop buying the royal perfume?
Perfumey! Get your perfumey here. Smell number 5 by 5. Just 5 bongo bucks buys the best.
That's right, you mugs. Why get clipped by Colony? Get Biggie's best and be sure. Start pushing the perfume, blockhead.
Yeah, okay, Big. Here's one for you, and one for you, and
Money, you pinhead. Get the fine.
Yeah, okay, Big. I dig.
Ah, sire. I see it all now. A money-making scheme of the treacherous traitor, Biggie Rat.
And my own, brother, Itchy Brother. I'll run them out of business. I'll have the traitors arrested.
No, sire. The subjects would not understand. You have taught them to believe in free enterprise, and they do not know that Biggie and Itchy are to blame for our poor perfume performance.
But what can I do?
First, sire, we must see how the royal perfume has been sabotaged and remedy it.
Immediately, Odie Colony and King Leonardo went through the royal perfumery. They smelled their way through the basic scents and found nothing wrong. Then they checked the mixing vats. Still nothing wrong. But finally, True Blue Odie Colony made an amazing discovery. Something had been put into the water coming into the royal perfumery. Yes, the water was polluted. Quickly, Odie found the pollution point for the palace perfumery and depolluted the palace pipes.
Ah, wonderful True Blue Odie. Now everything will be fine.
I fear not, sire. All our customers are now buying Biggie's best. Schmel number 5 by 5. No one will believe we have re-perfected the royal perfume.
But they must. We've made millions of improvements in the kingdom with the perfume profits. I won't stand for...
Of course, sire. It's what has kept taxes down. But now the profit is going to Biggie and Itchy. Oh, the kingdom is surely in for trouble.
Yes, the economy of Bongo Land would be wobbly. Without the perfume profits, the royal treasury would rapidly be emptied. Improvements in the kingdom would cease, and only Biggie and Itchy would profit. What can be done? Don't miss our next exciting episode, Style a While.
The silence around the famous Break Rock prison was suddenly shattered. One of the prisoners had made a daring daylight escape. Who was it? Yes, it was that wily, clever criminal, the Fox.
Now that I'm out of there, I'm going to get the guy that put me in, the Hunter. I'm going to track him down and teach him a lesson he'll never forget.
Unaware of all this, the Hunter and his nephew, Horace, were spending a few days in the Hunter's summer cabin.
Ah, this is the life, son. Peace and quiet. And even delicious food. Oh, that's soup. I say, that soup is hot.
Mine's hot too, Unc.
Well, son, why don't we just take us a little walk in the woods while this soup is cooling off?
Great idea, Unc. Let's go.
And while they were gone, who should find his way to the cabin door but, yes, the Fox.
They must have stepped out for a walk. Might as well make myself at home and prepare a little surprise for the Hunter.
Yes, a walk among the trees is good for the limbs. Yeah, that's a joke, son. Pay attention. What? Somebody's been eating my soup.
Somebody's been eating my soup too, Unc, and they ate it all up.
Well, I better sit in my favorite chair and think this over. Now, according to my precise calculations, somebody's been... look at here. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and they moved it.
And look at mine, Unc. Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and they broke it.
Now, don't lose control, son. Somehow this whole bit seems a mite familiar to me. I think, I think there's a surprise waiting upstairs.
You mean a little girl with long blonde hair?
Oh, you read that book? Well, you wait here. I'll handle it. Now, looky here, little girl. Why, she's not there.
Gee, Unc, you ought to be more careful. You might hurt yourself falling downstairs like that.
Well, must have been the altitude that got me. I'm not as young as I was.
Did you find a little girl, Unc?
Nobody there at all.
But there's got to be a little blonde girl, Unc. She ate my soup and broke my chair.
Well, you're right, son. We'll search this place till we find her. Now, you start in the cellar, and I'll start upstairs.
And as this search began, a nationwide search was going on for the fox.
I'll tell you, it's just as though the ground swallowed him up. We've looked everywhere. Oh, if only the hunter were here, he'd find the fox for sure.
Guess it's no use. I've searched every spot. The hunter never overlooks a thing. And there's nobody here, Horrors. Horrors, there's nobody here but us.
Gee, Unc, you nearly squashed me flat.
And look at there. Somebody's moved the stairs.
Why, it's like there was ghosts here, Unc. I'm scared.
Well, ghosts? Yeah. Why, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, son. There's no such thing as ghosts. Us grown-ups know that. Yeah! A ghost! Run for your life! Head for the hill!
Hunter, I might have known. Way out in the woods, and still you managed to catch the fox. How can we ever repay you?
Well, now, forget about me, son. Get a call in to missing persons. There's a little girl with long blonde hair who's missing.
Missing from where, Hunter?
Why, from this story, son. Where else? Yeah. Be alert, boy.
Oh.